right, you might now be able to hear me. What's happening? Okay. We're here. Does anyone hear me? Does anyone in the world hear me? Yes. Okay. Gotta love it when you press the go button and that stops everything. I figured it out. I had to create two of myself. But we're here for episode 170 of the show. I don't even know. Gee, should I even record this? At this point, no. We have sound. There he is. It's frustrating when something's... No, it's not OBS. Try. I don't use OBS for this. And OBS is just as bad, too, sometimes. All right, let's press past it. We got an hour of calls tonight. We'll get the clock timer started here. I don't have it on the screen. I am going to a party tonight, and I am excited about the party because I need to get out of the house. I've been talking to squirrels. I have 4 squirrels now. Got a second squirrel eaten from my hand. The ongoing crow drama. The crow survived another night, but I think was able to fly. I saw it with my own eyes fly up onto my fence. So maybe it's a fledgling learning to fly. Talked to 2 rehabbers yesterday. Too far to come out and help me, and no one else wanted to help me on their phone list. But I was able to kind of protect it. I almost got it inside my house. It flew up away a little bit. I think it's okay. And I was chasing off cats last night. It's a lot going on. So I'm happy to go to a party night, which is why I put in the poll. There's a poll tonight about parties. When do you arrive to a party? This says a lot about you, and I want this to be answered in any phone calls, too. Right on time, early enough that you have to help, late, or fashionably late. 20 votes already in, 45% right on time, 20% on early enough that you help, late 20%, and fashionably late 15%. I'm in the right on time, but that usually translates to early enough that I have to help. I feel compelled to help, and I feel that I'm in the way. But I like those folks. When I host parties, I like the people that are there right in the beginning. You don't need to help. You just got to sit there, be pretty while I finish this party. And fashionably late it makes me uncomfortable. I get people that do it, but it creates some anxiety in me. But leaving is the other thing. I am all about getting the hell out of there and not letting you know. I am an Irish goodbye with Mark Ellis. He's convinced me. He has convinced me to Irish goodbye parties, and but we'll see. Okay. Also, top of the show, you may have seen it, may not have seen it. If you're local, I'd really love for you to come on out to the show. I.e., I need to sell some tickets. Ken Epps, Top Burbank Nights. Mark Ellis and I are co-headlining this show Friday, May 30th, 7:30 p.m. It's followed by a comedy press conference. There's a slight chance there may be a special guest MC in that press conference there. If I can clear his afternoon, he might be there. So there you go. Chris Rice is here from Baraxham. Later spent a good portion of time wrestling with going out or not. That's fair. I think that's fair. I don't like going late to a party because then a lot of dynamics are established. All eyes turn to you. And where I like eyes on me on a comedy stage or a stream, I don't like it when I enter a house, especially if it's like I don't know a lot of folks, or I don't, not sure who's going to be there. I like to stake out territory. Is what I'm saying. All right. We're going to start this. We're going to start the timer. We got our first call coming in. We got an hour of calls, and then I get the hell out of here. That's the deal around here. And coming to the show first is Jared the TIE Pilot, who sent me a message in private chat saying, I'm getting the hell out of here tonight. I'm leaving. What's up, Jared? How are you?
Just make me look like a rat on a sinking ship, don't you?
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage, or a squirrel on a table. How are you, buddy?
I'm not too bad. How you doing?
I'm okay. I had you want the honest answer, Jared? You want the honest answer?
Always.
I had a complete mental breakdown last night about midnight. Went to bed. We started going to bed, and I got this bird on my mind. I've made eye contact with it, and once I make eye contact with an animal, I imprint on it. And so I went outside with the flashlight. It was still there, huddled in a corner, trying to get away from the cats and the coyotes. And that was like, I wanted to do more for it. And I was bummed no one would come help me. And I was bummed I couldn't. I had a little bamboo stick. I was trying to get it, and it got on it. And I was trying to get it into my hands, and it flew away. And then there was a cat. I'm trying to scare the cats away, but there was a cat curled up on my welcome mat, but in the back patio welcome mat by my door. And Jared, I'm not a cat guy. I'm allergic to cats. But I was looking at the stray feral cat I've chased this cat out of my ear, and he was curled up on the little welcome mat, and he made one of those little nuzzies like, oh, this is not dirt or ground or under a car. Oh, I'm comfortable. I started to weep, Jared. I wept. I can't take it anymore. I'm alone in this house. The animals are all I got, and I don't have my animal. And Jared, I cried myself to sleep because I couldn't help this cat or bird. Am I okay?
You're getting through it, and
I'm getting through it.
That's what you can. That's all you can do right now. Don't set yourself up for too much. Just You got to go one day at a time.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have also lost somebody who required jewelry from me. We'll say, and I did not take it well as either. So. But.
Yeah, it's been okay, but then I just all the stress. But I do. The squirrels are keeping me joy, giving me joy, and the one squirrely, the main squirrel, responds to my clicks and comes and sees me now. It's adorable. But anyways, Jared, you asked, I wanted to answer and set the tone for the show, but I want to know before you get to band practice, what's on your mind?
Not too much. I was actually just gonna go right with the poll topic. Keep it simple tonight. Because I am such a neurospicy ADHD autistic that I see a question I'm like that. I'm like, well, I can't answer that because it depends on the situation. Like,
look,
there's
YouTube
variables I'm not accounting for.
I wish YouTube polls had nuance. They don't. They only have 4 choices. So I agree with you. But take me through it. This is why we're talking. What was your vote? What did you settle on?
I settled on late because most of the time I do have horrible time blindness, so I will be 10 15 minutes late to most things. It's kind of a thing.
Okay
But, again, if I know though if I need to help or if I've offered to help, I'm there mad early. There's kind of no in between. I'm either there way too early or just late enough for people to notice.
Just late enough for people to notice, as in like he walked into the party, like your Carly Simon song, or you wish they didn't notice?
I mean, it's like a Carly Simon, but I'm with you. I wish they didn't notice. It's like, I showed up. That's okay.
Yeah. There's times like if it's on air, Ken, like I'll be honest. I've been extra honest with you tonight, Jared. You take this energy to your band practice and write some song lyrics. If like I got a comedy show and there's like a lot of people, like it's like not just I'm doing 8 minutes at Flappers, but if it's like Mark and I got a show and we show up and there's a line of people outside, I love that. I play into it. I don't look. I don't make eye contact, but then I get warm when I approach. I act like, oh, I just happen to be here and you're all coming for a show. I play it up. Okay, I love it. It's one of my favorite parts. But when it comes to a party, I want to sneak in the back door, hide under a couch, and then get comfortable.
Exactly, because you're out there on your terms. There's rules to
that
stage.
Rules, goddammit.
There's an invisible force wheel between you and the audience. There's consent contracts out there socially. Party, oh God, no. There's drunk people at party.
Well, that's going to be me tonight. I'm planning a hangover, so I literally have a hangover scheduled for tomorrow. We are not driving there. We're doing the appropriate thing.
Don't worry.
I'm not even driving to my rendezvous point. I'm getting a ride to the rendezvous point, then taking a ride share straight to.
Don't worry. Drunk you will appreciate sober you.
Thank you. Free and not incarcerated me will appreciate this bit. Jared, appreciate it. I also appreciate you introducing the term neurospicy to Trey T. That's a good one there too as well. What's on the docket for band practice night before I let you go?
Oh, just working through the. We just redid our whole set list, so we're running through it again. We've got a next show July 7th. I said that right? Yes, July 7th. And
July 7th, my friends.
yep.
If you're in the
And
greater
Addie, you
Boston
were
area.
up late last night, so you can't say you can't stay up late. I don't care. It's an hour away. You will be there, Addie.
Oh, Addie's going to go to the show? Great. I love this.
I'm gonna bully her into it.
Bullying always works. Thank you. By the way, I secretly watched a lot of Backstage Live last night. I had it on. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell producer Steve. I had it on. I love what was going on there. You guys go for a long time. My back starts to hurt, but just watching it. But I checked in and out, and I did get a question from a friend that was like, "That Jared guy, he got no shirt on." And I said, "Yeah, that's what Jared does. That's what Jared does."
Yeah. Again, neurospicy. I don't like it. I'm at home.
You don't like shirts?
No,
Okay.
I don't. I'm weird. Again.
No, you're not weird.
30,
You're spicy.
39 years old, and I've had a therapist for the last year and a half tell me it's like, yeah, these are things that, that's the reason why. It's like, oh, shit.
Love it.
All right. You have a good show.
All right. Thank you, Jared. Our calls rolls on. We have 52 minutes and 55 seconds left on the calls. If you want to become a caller of the show, there's a way to do it. Become a YouTube channel member or become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/Ken Knapsack. I posted something on Patreon today for the friend tier, which is a low kind of introductory $1 a month, say hi, get you in the Discord tier. There's been some technical issues on Patreon side. It's something weird. I cannot make the change. I cannot save the change that approves the link to get you guys automatically into Discord. So I put a post up there with a link. If you become a member at that level, you get in there and just tag me in a post in Discord so I can assign you the appropriate Discord member role. It's a whole thing. It used to be automatic, and there's something went wrong. So check it out. But all of you, if you get in, you get to call into the show, or you just become a YouTube channel member here, like James Holmes is, who always shares some. Turn up, blowing your bagpipes. Ultimate entrance. The Rowdy Piper entrance. Good way to get into a party. Tully says he understands he's pants adverse. It takes all kinds. All right, next call up here. We have 51 minutes left in the show for the calls. Professor Addie, Dr. Addie, our resident professor of smart things, is here. She stayed up late last night. How are you?
I'm good. We had fun last night, Ken. I'm glad you were able to catch part of it.
Wasn't checking, wasn't spying. But I just was at my desk. I said, let's see what's going on here. Let's see if Steve followed through on his promise to do the show. And he did. And you just got, it's a great little party you got going on.
Yeah, he was gracious enough to let me co-pilot with him and talk about Disney food for an hour. It was a lot of fun.
I saw some of that wonderful stuff down there in that part of the world there at Disney. I haven't really spent a lot of time in the Orlando one, but I imagine the food's somewhat similar. But,
there's a lot of having been fortunate enough to be at both parks. There's a lot of overlap.
Okay, that's good. It makes me feel better because I feel like I've missed out sometimes. But I'm taking away your time on the call, Addie. What's on the docket tonight? We got documentaries. Blue Sky. What do you want to talk about? You've got a lot on your list here. I like it.
Well, I just wanted to encourage people to subscribe and become part of the Backstage. We're having a lot of fun over there.
Yes.
So
yes.
Make sure you are hitting that up.
Yes.
I want to selfishly plug, I am 7 people away from 100 followers on Blue Sky, so you should follow the Professor of Smart Things on Blue Sky.
Well, let's drop a link here in chat, everybody. We can get Dr. Addie over that right now. I got 27 people watching. I'm sure there's 7 of them who are not following you on Blue Sky. We can make this happen.
Yeah, I'll drop a link here in a minute. And then I want to talk to you about documentaries, Ken.
I'm ready.
I've been keeping a list of things to bring up with you, but since Steve's not here tonight, I'm going to skip the sports-themed ones.
Okay.
What is it? I know you're a doc guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a doc girl.
Okay.
What is it about docs? Why? I'm not a history person I have found that I will watch a doc on almost anything.
Yeah, this is a great question because I don't know the answer other than you feel it, right? Like, there's something to me I'll start here, and I've explained it on the show before. I like parts of I like history, but I'm talking about like parts of like eras or movements. The example I'll give is stand-up comedy in the 70s, specifically the Comedy Store, the Improv in the 70s. It was a group. It was a collection of people just doing their dreams, chasing their dreams, who had no idea they were making history, right? They had no idea. Like I again, old-time listeners of the story. My old buddy Dan Farron, who's been on the show, he one night went to the Comedy Store in the 70s. He was a fan of comedy. He was a stand-up comic himself, went there to hang out. And like one night, it was Robin Williams, David Letterman, Richard Pryor dropped dead. And it's like, that's just a night at that point in his life. He knew he was watching greatness, but now it's history. And I love going back to analyzing little sections of time. Sunset Strip in the 80s with the hairband movement, Saturday Night Live when it launched in the 70s, anything like that. Then you apply that to the larger scope of history. I like that. So that's my starting point. And then if you start applying it to, I don't know, the dude that solved how to that game show where he where he memorized the patterns, press your luck, and it's like, I'm fascinated with that kind of stuff because it's a little thing of history that no one knew was history at the time. That's the starting point. I don't know if that fully answers it though.
Yeah, no, I had, so for me, I started with the murder shows.
Yeah.
And I blame that entirely on the fact that I grew up watching Lifetime television for women, and essentially
yes,
true crime docs and 90s Lifetime movies. It's a lateral move.
It's just across the hall.
I also consider it educational because I'm teaching myself how to not get murdered.
Yes. Just
the same with cult shows. I enjoy a good cult show, and I think it's educational to make sure I never join a cult. But like, I caught myself. I watched the Turning Point docs. Those are real good. I enjoy the historical ones where I was either a small child or for things I was not alive for, to like help me better understand.
Yes.
The things that maybe, hit. I don't know about you, but like my history classes never quite got to the Vietnam War. They got to like World War II, and that was the end of history.
Yeah, they kind of cut it off there. Everything after that was great.
Yeah. So like that new one on the Vietnam War was very educational because I didn't know most of that.
It's on my list. It's on my list.
But like the not last weekend, 2 weekends ago before I went on my trip, I watched the one on Netflix about the Boston Red Sox. And their run for the World Series. And then when that was over, I started watching the one about the Chicago Bulls. I don't even like basketball.
I talk about the last dance.
Yes. I don't even like basketball though.
It's because it's stories, it's people, it's the characters, and that's one of the greatest documentaries of all time. You said something a bit ago there that I really grabbed onto, which is sometimes too. Yeah, obviously a doc on World War II. Wasn't alive then. But it's learning more about history, and yes, learning maybe how to get out of those situations or not get into those situations, like docs on Civil War or anything like that. But say the tragedy of the Challenger explosion, something that I experienced, something that my mom pulled me out of school. Like I was there, I was alive that day, and I remember it clearly. But to go back now and get the full picture with that doc, the final flight of the Challenger, the Abrams produced doc, like it's mind blowing to know all that was going on. I'm 10. I don't know. And just to go back and put yourself in that time and just get the complete picture, because we don't get those complete pictures for a while. And now this doc craze, including the murder docs. I was around when I was alive when Ted Bundy was on trial. Like I was alive with the Night Stalker. Like very much alive, like and terrified, like not knowing what that meant, not knowing that could he come into my house even though I was 3 hours away. And so to go back and get the full picture, there's something fascinating, mesmerizing, captivating about that.
Yeah, I felt the same way about the first Turning Point doc about 9/11 because I remember 9/11. I was in middle school, but like I had no context for why 9/11 happened.
Right.
Like I had no idea all of the things that had led to.
Yep. Well, even the turning point doc on was it the bomb? I forget. It starts with the H bomb. It starts with the bombs in the nukes in World War II.
I think it's the Cold War one. The Cold War one was great.
But to connect that the night the wall fell, Vladimir Putin was on duty, pissed off that Moscow had turned their back on him and that his empire was falling. And it's stunning. And you just don't know it. We didn't know it.
I had never, like, the context that put the situation in the Ukraine into for me was absolutely amazing, because until that point I was like, why does Vladimir Putin want the Ukraine so badly?
Yeah. Yep. And not something I had heard in terms of, I knew he was KGB, but he's on duty calling back to Moscow asking what should we do, and Moscow has gone silent on us, and the USSR falls. That's the rewards I love in docs. When I have those moments where the chills hit. And it's the emotions. Yankee fan. I'm a Yankee fan, but that 04 Red Sox doc, don't touch Air the Tie Pilot. I was rooting for the Red Sox all over again. But I remember because I was watching the game in a green room at the Ice House. The full stories, the characters behind it, and you get those little doc moments where you're like, ooh, I've learned something. I've been pulled in.
I hate both of them, and I was captivated and in tears.
Well, we'll just have to watch some docs on the Tampa Bay Rays. Maybe we'll all root for the Rays.
One day, Bill.
One day.
Hey, listen, they're signing Evan Longoria to a one-day ceremonial contract so he can retire as a Ray.
I always love that. One of these days, I'll sign with the Schmoes for one day to finally retire. Addie, thanks for the call. We have 42 minutes left for calls, but I'm gonna that Nam doc is on my because the Ken Burns Vietnam doc is stunning. It's one of the best out there. But Mark Ellis and I have that one pegged for a watch night.
It was excellent. I spent the first 2 days of my vacation telling my mother how good of a documentary it was, and she finally had to be like, "I lived through the Vietnam War. Shut up." Like,
and that's fair too. And some folks, I've had pushback. As I said before, I don't want to say weirdly, but I am obsessed with 9/11 docs and angles on it, perspectives on it, it's the history of it. Like I am one of those weird white dudes, I guess, that does that. But I have some people in my life who are like, traumatic day, not going to relive it. And I respect that, and I get that too. So, all right. Thank you, Addie. Go back to eating your leftover food from Disneyland, right? Or Disney World.
No, I had leftover pizza from getting home last night because my choices were Mexican or pizza, and I chose pizza because with pizza there's leftovers.
Combine them. That's what I say. Combine them. All right. Thank you, Addie. Dr. Addie, checking in here. Rich T, checking back in. Rich T, good to have you here. Random Sports Context, the 22 touchdown catches Jerry Rice had until Randy Moss broke in 2007 with 23. Jerry did his during a 12-game strike short season. There you go. Rich T is a walking documentary. All right, next call coming in here. We have 41 minutes left on the call. Then we pull the plug. We shut down. There you go. Sean McCabe checking in here. How you doing? Shawnee, do you hear me?
There you are, brother.
There I am. There you are. How are you, my friend?
Doing well.
Good, man. Good to hear from you. Always a treasure and a pleasure to have you here. The Yanks and Mets are battling out there, so I'm glad you pulled yourself away. It is something. But what's on your mind, man? What's your question? 40 minutes left.
Question, yeah. Well, what party are you going to? Because that will determine the vote.
It is a friend's birthday party, a big birthday party, a 50th.
Right on time. You're good to go.
Right on time. Okay.
So my question is back to your question. So we're helping each other here.
Love it. What's the question?
What's the question?
I thought, yeah. Oh, let me check the poll while you're thinking about your question back at me. Right on time. 47% is leading. I'm so happy that the Blathering audience is so responsible and respectful. 47%, early enough that you have to help. 23%, late 17%, fashionably late 13%. Sean, we have some decent human beings in our audience.
Yeah, and it all depends on the party too.
Yeah.
If they can hire somebody to help, then you don't need me there early.
Yeah, exactly. And this party is going to have a taco stand. It got some people making fresh tacos, so I don't. And that's that's a factor too, Sean, because the party starts at 6, the tacos start serving at 6:30, and I don't want to wait. I want to be first or second in line for tacos.
Yeah, so 6:15, you're golden.
Yeah, what's your stance on leaving parties? Again, situational, I know, but in general.
In general, no, I make it a point to say goodnight to at least everybody I'm hanging out with.
You say that you do the good nights. You do the good nights.
Yeah, if I don't get like dragged away, if I'm not out in the back alley smoking a cigarette with my brother, I can do the Irish goodbye there. But no.
Yeah. I used to be a goodbye to everyone guy, and then I realized it was just me holding on to the memories that I just made, that I wasn't able to set them aside. And then, in fact, when Mark Ellis when he started his Irish goodbye trend, which, by the way, if I said it publicly, I don't know where the term Irish goodbye comes from. And if it's not good, we can all come up with something else to say. I'm going to assume at some point it's probably bad. But when he started, I'd be not upset, but it's like a little bummed because Mark's one of my good friends. He's also great at parties. And when he leaves, there's a little bit of an energy that goes with him. And that's usually how you know.
There's that lull.
That lull, that collapse of the energy. And so... yeah, so like did he leave? Did he leave? So I was a little upset. And then one time I just kind of connected with the spirit behind it, which is don't hold on to the memories. We'll make them again. And don't hurt anyone by leaving. You turn around, they turn around, you're gone. And the moment is over. And then you also get to go home early. So I've switched.
Wild enough. Like part of my reasoning, I think now is I spent so many times leaving to go to work when I was in the Army, and my daughter would be asleep. I got to go on a plane to get on a plane and go somewhere. Right. I was like, don't wake her up in the middle of the night to do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So now I make it a point to say goodnight good night or goodbye to everybody.
Yeah. Like, look, if it's a wedding, there's probably a core group I need to say goodbye to. If it's a travel wedding, you all got to get back to the hotel. That's different. But so I'm not like opposed to saying goodbye. I also
depends on everybody, how everybody is. If you're still standing of your own volition, I'll say goodnight to you.
Oh, that's good. So, okay. If I'm collapsed on the floor, you just step over me, and I respect that. That.
Hey, man, you got yourself here. You can get yourself home.
Hold on. Okay. 898 for him. I want to come back to that. Yeah. And then, if it's a bar party too, I'm definitely going to cut out early. Definitely going to cut it. But it's not tonight. It's a house party tonight. So it's going to be good. How do you, hit me, Sean.
I said, I got a question for you finally.
Okay.
While she's outside. So my wife wants to watch Punisher. Do you think she should watch that first bit from Daredevil season 2?
I've never seen a Daredevil, so I'm going to answer yes. Yes,
oh, you're out of all of it, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I've not seen any. I've not seen an Affleck or the other dude. I haven't seen a Daredevil in my life. So maybe
the Affleck is my guilty pleasure. I know I'll get hate somewhere here, but it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with an Affleck guilty pleasure. Yeah, Affleck's good. He brings the heat. I think you're all right.
We'll say that Daredevil is better than Reindeer Games.
Well, yeah, but still, even then you got Charlize Theron, right? Like, Tully says Punisher's a dark show. Addie says, yes, she probably should. So Svetnik says, what's the question? I can answer. So there's just something in the beginning that's a little rough?
Well, like with the MCU, like them introducing Castle and the rest of them, it's the context of it all. Punisher shows up during Daredevil's bit, and then gets green light for his own,
Gets the spinoff or gets to come back.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I guess is she a fan of this stuff, or is it just a general enjoyment where you don't want to take too much of her time, you just want to get to it?
I think it's more like she's liking it because I like it. So she's trying to find something to get interested with.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good marriage. That's good. That's good. She's tried. Yeah, then don't waste too much time. That's you explaining it as the credits are rolling. All right, so all right. So in the castle show, this dude showed up, and it, that's I think where you step in.
Yeah, she married a nerd. She has the backstory of these guys, even if she doesn't know it.
Right. I think that's good. Perfect. I think your night is sorted, Sean. Your night is sorted.
I think so. It's going to be a good time, man. And it's always a pleasure to talk with you.
As always, enjoy the air out there with the rivalry going strong of Mets and Yanks.
Roger that, brother. I can't wait to rub it in. Can't wait to rub it in Harloff's face.
Who's winning tonight?
I don't know. I'm talking to you.
You're winning. You're winning. All right. Thank you, Shotty. Appreciate you.
No, all the best, brother.
All right, Sean coming in there, and we got 33 minutes left. I got no other calls lined up, so you could become a channel member and call in. Or are you a channel member? Go to the community tab, the post tab, get the Saturday link, call in, or on Patreon, get it there as well. Get on in here. But I first of all, I want to highlight Corey. Good to have you here in the live stream. I know you've been battling some health issues recently and causing you to miss a show. This show is a small little thing, so I appreciate you showing up here and dedicating to the cause and donating to the cause. But happy to have you here, and all the love to you, all the healing love to you as well, Corey. Again, thanks to James suggesting backpack. So, all right, so 8984M said this caught my attention. Apparently, the original term for Irish goodbye was French leave, but the French took exception to that, and Dave Mackay backs it up, saying it's still French exit in the UK. That's okay. I almost like that, a French accent. I like the French. And the French take a lot of heat. Man, I used to work with a guy back in the security days from Scotland. He used to be in law enforcement in Scotland and then down in South Africa. Oh, the stories he told. But up there when he'd patrol the Firth of Forth, the river there, the amount of French jokes he had. And then I had a friend, a coworker, at the time was in his 70s, who was a World War II vet, a two-time Purple Heart award receiver. Though he always said the second one, he fell off coral and hurt his foot on his break, and he didn't deserve it, but they gave it to him anyways. He hated the French. And it became part of the pop culture. Even though we owe a lot to the French, as a country. Going back to that 1776 range, I love that it's an ongoing just thing. So I don't know. Maybe I'll say French exit tonight. It sounds the French exit sounds a little like it's done with some pomposity, like it's done with a finger in the air, a little snoot behind it. Where the Irish goodbye. Again, not knowing where it, how, and whatnot. The Irish goodbye sounds a little cooler. I like the Irish. I like the French too, but they're a little cooler, right? It's like a U2 song or a Colin Farrell, and it sounds like it's done with a little bit more respect. Like I'm gonna leave, so you don't have to worry about it. See you, brother, and they get out. I don't know. I'll let all you weigh in on that. We have 30 minutes left. 30 minutes left. And we got a new call from Svetnik. Ethan calling in here, buddy. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Ken.
Yeah.
So, okay, question.
Yes.
My music listening has gone a little stale lately. I'm looking for recommendations.
Okay. You have come to the right spot. By the way, folks, a new episode of Pop Rockin' Radio will air tonight, midnight Eastern on Hall of Fame Music Radio. But if you're a Patreon supporter, you get it now. That's right. It's up there. All right. So what are we looking for? Sven?
Honestly, a little bit, like really just anything.
What's the last band that you fell in love with that's relatively new?
The Struts.
The Struts. I like the Struts.
Yeah.
Like the Struts.
I also like I can't remember their name, but Bono's Kids Band is pretty great. I like them too.
Inhaler.
That's the one. Yes.
Have you heard the Vaccines enough? I've played them before on Pop
I've
Rock.
never heard of them.
Okay. Go to your favorite music source. Look up the Vaccines. Like a vaccine you want to take, not the kind that RFK doesn't want you to have. And then the song of choice, the one I play a lot, is "Headphones, Baby." Okay, I can't play it on this right now. "Headphones, Baby" by the Vaccines, and let's see what that will inspire you. I think you're gonna like that.
Perfect, love it. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, anything else on your mind today? We got time, man. I got 29 minutes and no other calls queued up. So Osvetnik could hold court for 29 minutes. What is your favorite
I don't know
way?
if I'm interesting enough to hold court for 29 minutes.
I'll guide your hand. What is your favorite way to discover new music as a music fan?
Oh, honestly, usually, I don't know. Usually just throw, just Spotify on random or, something to just try and bring up anything different. The problem with Spotify's little like DJ thing, it's AI whatever thing, is that it doesn't really bring up a lot of new. It just keeps playing the same stuff that I listen to all the time.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Journey fan, but I can only take so much DJ thing.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I use both Apple Music and Spotify, and I have songs myself that I've released through the Moonagers on both services. So I very much understand how little they pay and how they screw you. So I'm there for the fight. I'm there for LPs and CDs and cassettes. I'm there for physical media, but I use both of these. I'm never going to lie about that. The one thing I was going to say about Spotify, which I use more, it's easier to make playlists for my radio show, is if you have a playlist and it has a lot of different bands in, the recommended songs below usually are both new, but like you said, they're also pulling from what you played before. If you had a Lemonhead song, it'll suggest 5 Lemonhead songs, but buried within that, you will find 4 to 5 tracks that are completely new but the same genre. And I have found so many bands that way. Just like, oh, who is this person? Oh, they got 13 listeners. This is a great tune, and I do stand by that.
Nice. Maybe I'm just using it wrong.
No, just try the playlist. Just try the playlist. Yeah. That's all I say.
All right, sounds good.
There you go. But try the Vaccines. I want to report, Osvetnik. Ethan, I want to report on the Vaccines.
Absolutely. I'll hang up and go listen to it right now.
Thank you. All right. Osvetnik checking in. We have 26 minutes left. Patty Boys here says John Fogerty's playing at the Hollywood Bowl in July. That'd be a fun show. I like Fogerty. He released an album in the mid-90s, solo album, has some good stuff on there. All right, we got a call coming in now. We got 26 minutes left in this hour of calls, and then I get to go to a party. And we have a first-time caller, but one of those long enough time listeners that we're going to celebrate. It is Jamie, a.k.a. Cinder. Cinder just jumped into the Patreon and the Discord and is here. Cinder, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hello. First time, long time.
Love it. Love it.
So, yeah, I rolled into... So, I'm from Florida, and I just have been driving the country since January because my parents kind of kicked me out of the house. So, yeah, I actually rolled into LA on Monday, and I've been enjoying myself. The weather's awesome.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I was like, well, what should I do while I'm here? And I'm like, hey, what do people do when they're here? They go to the Hollywood sign. So I'm like, okay, like I'll just start walking. And that was a kind of a mistake. It wound up being an 11-mile round trip. And I ran out of water, and I was following Apple Maps, like, you know how you can put in driving, biking.
Walking.
I put in walking. It took me through brush. There was nobody. I was like bushwhacking. I was like, what? What is going on here?
Cinder, this is how people die. Cinder. I've been in LA since 1998. I have never been up to the Hollywood sign. It is a journey. I've been close to it. I've been at Lake Hollywood. I had a friend who lived like they were one of the first or second houses down from it in a way where it was up on the hill, but it was really super close. I've never been up there because it's treacherous. It's a journey. You must go with friends and a walking stick.
And then you get to the top. You're behind it. Behind a fence. You can't even actually see it or get a picture
get to it, yep.
of yourself with it. So yep. But I probably did see your friend's house. That was the view was nice, and you got to see all the rich people.
You get to see the upper crust. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's I imagine again having not been up to there. Yeah, you got you face forward, looking out past the sign. You got L.A. Hollywood behind you. You got the valley. Technically, if you turned around, you saw my house. Cinder, you were staring at my window. If you looked the other way,
I was looking for squirrels, but I didn't see them.
Oh, God bless those squirrels. There's a lot of squirrels up there too. And those ones are probably used to people feeding them. So you could make friends fast. I love it. So I'm fascinated by this, and you don't need to give too many details of what you do with your life. But you had said this in a Patreon message. You work remotely, so you have the ability to travel, and you just kind of have been on the road sampling the country since January. Is that right?
Yeah. I went to like Austin. I was like, okay, where are places that I haven't been that people say to go and people say are cool? So I drove from southern Miami to Austin in one day because I'm like, Austin, hey, seems like a cool place. So that was in mid January. It was okay. I wound up. It's fascinating when you go to these places that you've never been before, and you find out what's around you.
Yeah.
Like, so I was in an Airbnb. I've been staying in people's houses.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, like you Google or you start Googling, oh, well, what's around here to go see? And it's like, hey, 2 miles from here is the best little whorehouse in Texas. Like the actual
whorehouse. Yes.
Best little whorehouse in Texas, like what it was based on. I'm like, it's fascinating what you can just stumble upon.
Well, I look, I'm going to be honest with you. You might be living a little bit of my dream life. Like you might be. And I have a little bit more of a wide open future. There's a possible job I could get that would allow me. I have the Blathering, so maybe I have to figure out to do it remotely. But I could go work for a week in DC,
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know about the drive. Everyone's reacting in chat to you driving from Miami to Austin in one day. How many hours in a car was that?
It was about 18 and a half, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My ass was sore.
Yes, was sore. But also, you're hiking up to the Hollywood sign.
But it is today, actually. Yeah. I've been in bed. I can barely walk. I look like an old man.
That's right.
I look like I'm walking like the granny would walk from Andor. I wish Clay was here to push me around.
I wish Clay was here in my house as well, but not just to push Granny around. But so what I'm fascinated by, I love traveling, sure, and I didn't get to do it till later in life, and I always travel for mostly work, right? Like it's comedy or conventions back in the day. And the convention ones, you're a little busy, but the stand-up, you're not really busy. You're busy for about an hour at night. So I love just being in a city, and I love touristy things. Nothing against it, but I just love finding what's there, like you said. So, what are some of the other cities that you found, without putting you on the spot? Any gems in some of these bigger cities or the places you've stopped?
Okay, absolutely. So the next place I went to, I'm like, okay, where I'm gonna just keep going west. So like, what's the next big city? Okay, El Paso.
Oh wow, yeah.
To me, El Paso has been the gem of the trip because it's not a city that people on the coasts are talking about. It's just kind of one of those afterthought cities on the border. Oh, believe me, when I told my family I was going to El Paso, they're like, "Oh my God, the drug cartels are going to kidnap you."
Right.
And I'm like, "Come on! I mean, seriously, stop." I was like, Stop
Yep.
watching the news.
Yep. Yep. I have a couple acquaintances, a former coworker from years ago, back in the mall days, from El Paso, and yeah, the news is gonna. My sister currently lives in Mexico. One of my best friends in the industry spent like 6 months living in Mexico City, and he's like, I felt safer there than in any other American city. And yeah, there's things to concern. Yes, absolutely. Every street's got the wrong corner, or every city's got the wrong street to turn down. But the reports on El Paso, I've only been through on train. I've only seen from a train station. Are wonderful. That it's a wonderful city and a wonderful community. It's got a great AAA minor league baseball team, the El Paso Chihuahuas, which I have a hat. So I'm not surprised you said that. That's absolutely beautiful.
I mean, I found the people really nice. When you talk to them and you talk to, it's fascinating when you go to different cities and you say, where are you from? And in some cities, people are like, oh, I'm from Detroit, or I'm from up north, or da, da, da. In El Paso, so many of the people were from El Paso. They never left. And I can see why. I mean, it's called like Sun City, which I didn't know, because it's like the weather is like
Sunny.
LA.
Yeah.
It's sunny all the time. It's awesome. And
love that.
Just a funny anecdote, when you stay with people, you never really know like what the host is going to be like. So at the Airbnb in El Paso, it was a couple and 2 women, which was cool. And I got there and there was like 6 women like in the living room, like they were having a party, like a get together. I think they did some day drinking, and I got there, late in the afternoon, so they all had a few cocktails in them, and they were like, "Oh yeah, welcome. Where were you? Where was your last stop?" I was like, "Oh, I was near Austin," and I told them about the best little whorehouse in Texas, and they said, "No, this is the best little whorehouse in Texas," and I
town motto.
Like, I'm gonna love El Paso. I'm like that. That was a great icebreaker. Anyway, it was classic. I loved it there. I
love that, Cinder. This is a great thing. What's next on your LA docket? What do you think you need to experience in LA? And is this your first time through LA?
It's one of those things where I was in LA a couple times before for a few days, like visiting a friend or at a conference. So I never really got to see much of it. Right. So that was my question: is what tourist trap should I go to, and what should I avoid?
Yeah, look, some people might say avoid Hollywood, but if you've never spent time in Hollywood, I would do it, because when I'm in New York, I still like going to Times Square. So much more to see and do in New York City. Totally get it. But I just, there's something about just experiencing the height of tourism. Excuse me, I'm swallowing some water wrong here. But so Hollywood Highland, the Walk of Fame, like, no, it's not glamorous, and most of the stars are covered in piss and shit and trash. But like, there's so much history on those streets. But if you can find some of the, head up to the Comedy Store. Go see a show on a whim. Go to the patio and get a drink. That's such a historic place, not only for comedy, but the Spiro's, the mob restaurant before it, and up and down Sunset. You could probably find on a map, some famous places to walk by at least. There's that. As much as I do worry about downtown LA for a convention, I think downtown LA on a Sunday afternoon, head to Olivera Street, head to Philippe's and get a French dip. Like, there's a lot of those kind of places too that I'd like. But also there's Griffith Park for a hike if you recover enough for a hike. Go to the old zoo.
There is a zoo there, right?
There's the LA Zoo, which I'm a member of. I know some people, zoos can elicit certain opinions that I understand. I love the LA Zoo. It's a great place to go relax, grab a bite, and walk around. It's cheap, even if you're not a member. And then nearby is the old zoo location where you can go hike and walk around. And it's not as, you can make it as strenuous or relaxing as you want. So highly recommend that.
Cool. Well, just to give you a plug, speaking of comedy shows, I did get tickets to your show. So anybody in wants to come that night, I will be there.
Perfect.
Supporting Ken.
See, look at this. Look at this. Cinder is not only just telling wonderful travel tales, he's plugging the show better than I am. That's amazing. I can't wait to see you there that night. And yeah, you get to experience downtown Burbank, the epicenter of franchise, big chain restaurants. There's some great things in chat here too, though. 8984M, who knows LA as well, suggesting going to Taco Crawl, Tacos El Chino for the best chicken tacos in the West Side. Ranger Down is a good idea too. La Brea Tar Pits. I was just there at LACMA next to the Tar Pits. Highly recommend that if you want to get that museum-y feel, or you can just walk around the Tar Pits. And then mark this address down: 3rd and Fairfax. Is the original farmers market where I was the security director at in the mid 2000s. It's been there since turn of the century. It's actually been there since the 1860s. The adobe there. It's one of the most oldest historical sites in LA. You don't get to see it. It's a corporate office, but it's a wonderful spot to people watch, to get a meal, sit outside, dine al fresco, and just spend a day. Next door is the Grove, the famous shopping center where all the celebrities are. But more of the celebrities are relaxing at the farmers market. Highly recommend that. And then down the street is the Tar Pits.
Cool. Yeah, I always, you've talked about that I always just picture you, when you guys mentioned that, you walking around in like sunglasses and in a jacket and an earpiece, walking around.
Not too far. A suit, a tie, no earpiece, but the glasses, definitely a staple. Definitely a staple. Oh, and another great idea. Then I'll let you go. We got 13 minutes here, and I got a new caller coming in here after this. David Mackay, I'm convinced David Mackay has notes on everything, and he can just go like a Rolodex, pull them out. Great idea. Paul Preston, if you know Paul Preston from Schmodown, he and Adam Witt, the movie guys. Paul Preston has the movie locations tour. Let me get the graphic up because I have it here in my ads. Paul Preston's got a great movie location tour. Let me get that comment down. And it's you go to places. I was surprised some of the places that were near me. If you got an afternoon, Cinder, highly recommend that.
Paul Preston. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Paul Preston.
So he takes you around?
He takes you around. He has a presentation. It's in his car. You get to choose, like, there's different tracks, because you can only go to certain parts of the town. The town's so big, of course, but highly recommend it. And you can tell him I sent you there.
Awesome.
Cool. Cinder, enjoy LA, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. First time caller. That's how we do it. And we got 12 minutes left in the show. And we got another long time, first time, I do believe, on the show now. One of my favorite supporters who has been in this space for a bit, supporting the silly little things I do. Box Office Jack is here. How are you doing, my friend?
Pretty good, Ken. Pretty good. I'm actually not sure if my mic's even working because I'm kind of a techno doofus. So
you might be a techno doofus, but you sound so crystal clear that I'm thinking of sending your feed to Kingsport Cal so he can learn how to work his mic.
It's all about the headset. It's all about the headset. Going back with I had a completely different question about music. Also, hello. Never spoken to you in person. How are you?
I know, but we've emailed. You've purchased some items from my shop in the past. You've donated generously. I'm honored to talk to you, sir.
Oh, well, trust me, the honor is mine. The honor is mine. But I just thinking of the movie tour thing, I actually think it's pretty great. My stepfather actually is a professor out in the Antelope Valley.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He used to run a film noir, not a film noir, a literature noir class. One of the things that he did is for all of the films that were adapted from these noir stories, he did a similar walking tour in the LA area. It was really cool. Him and another professor used to do it all the time. But
that would be what I use the video game LA Noire for. I didn't play the game. I just drove around looking at all the locations. So that would be amazing.
Right? That had a lot of missed potential with that game.
I wouldn't mind another attempt at the game in a modern age.
1000%. So my original question was actually about music and how you deal with I have a bit of an imposter syndrome when it comes to music because I love all kinds of music, but the problem is I'm kind of like a hits guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the stuff that you hear on the radio, or I like the popular stuff. So when people ask me, "Hey, what kind of music do you like?" I always feel weird, like, "Oh, I like XYZ band," because I don't really like the band. I like their hits. How do you
Mm-hmm.
deal with that kind of, I don't know, mental hurdle to, like, kind of get over that? Because I always feel
Well,
like I'm not really a music fan because I only like the hits.
look, let me tell you something. Release yourself of that guilt. You're a music fan. My buddy Josh McCouga, who is the world's biggest Journey fan, has admitted that he doesn't own any albums but greatest hits albums. And a lot of people around me, and when he said that, were waiting for me to jump on him. And I did. I said no. I defend him because that's, if it's a 13-track greatest hits album, that's 13 tracks of joy, and you shouldn't have any shame for liking the songs that rose to a certain level of success. They did for a reason. They're catchy for a reason. If you don't like the band, you get some joy from it. But I understand what you're saying. I am in a period of time the last couple of years because of pop rock and radio. I'm spending more time in music and I'm spending more time in albums. But for a while there, I'd fallen off, and I felt really guilty when I didn't own an album anymore, or I didn't know a band beyond that one hit. And the lesson I've always taken in life from an old friend of mine was, you like what you like. Don't worry about if you're too cool. Don't worry about being too hip about it. Just like what you like. I do hope it's, I want it to be an invitation. Like I love the band The Last Dinner Party. That was introduced to me by Alton Diaz, who said, Charlie Ashby is listening to this band out of UK. You should probably check it out. Their song "Nothing Matters" is their big hit, and it's my favorite. Sinners, Sinners is a good one too. But I that was okay because that was my entry point to the other parts of their catalog. So the singles, don't bemoan the singles. Don't bemoan the big hits. I'm a radio guy, as you all know, so I like 3 chords and the truth in 3.5 minutes. And then I'll end my rant, Jack, and I'll get your response here. I am a giant Beatles fan, one of those people. I'm giant Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, John Lennon fan, meaning I have their solo stuff. I don't even own all of their solo albums, and there's George Harrison albums I haven't listened to in full. That did not detract from my love and appreciation and the influence George's music had on me. When the day he died and I sobbed up on the roof of the mall at work, that I wasn't like, oh, but I'm less of a fan because I don't know all of Gontropo. Like, you love what you love.
All right, cool. Yeah, because that's one of the things. I mean, I love listening to your pop rocking radio, playlists every time they come out, because of the fact that it introduces me to so much music that I've never even heard of, and
Yeah.
I really appreciate you putting those out all the time,
Well,
and introducing me to so many amazing things. So
that is the only reason. Not the only reason, but like I got into radio to entertain and do jokes and do this, and I love this. But I got into radio with rock radio, and I didn't grow up a big music fan because I wasn't allowed to because of Jesus. He doesn't like rock music apparently. But then when I got into radio and got to learn and fall in love with music, as much as it was fun to entertain people and have people laugh, I appreciate it more when someone's like, "Dude, I had never heard Beth Orton before. Oh my God, you played it. Now I love that, Jack. So I appreciate you saying that."
Nice. All right. Well, cool.
There you go. All right. Thanks for calling in, buddy. I appreciate you finally getting here.
Yeah, no, it's long time coming. It's kind of one of those things where I've always meant to, I just never have, and hopefully I'll be able to call in a lot more.
Absolutely. I love having new callers become regular callers because you've been a regular around here. So go listen to some music tonight, okay?
All right, you too. Have fun tonight, man.
All right, I will. Osveting says, my Jesus likes rock music. I agree with that. I was like, I think Jesus is probably down with more U2 songs than the church I grew up in told me. Great comments here. Tully says, this is pop rocking like Little Steven's Underground Garage. I really wish it was. 5 minutes left, by the way, if you want to call, get into the show right here, right now. I love Little Steven's Underground Garage. I used to listen to him here on local radio when he was on here. I think he maybe still is. 88.5. You can listen to it anywhere. Get the 88.5, the SoCal Sound app. Local radio station here. Nick Harcourt's on it. Matt Pinfield was on it till he had a stroke. you'll discover if you want. This is rock music. This is the genre. There's other genres of music you might want to be looking for. I get that, but if you're looking for just bands and rock stars and everything, check out that one there. Cooper here. Hey, Cooper. Controversial take. You don't have to be that guy. The name 5 songs guy to enjoy a band's music. Life's too short to gatekeep and be gatekeep. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like, as a Ghost fan, Jesus is rock music. Yeah, I think there was a point in time where I was starting to become that. And it was after my early radio days when I started writing for the website, tinymixtapes.com. And I felt the pressure to seek out bands and artists that no one else knew, so that I could be the one. I could be the one. And then, sometimes a band would get discovered or get to a higher level, and you'd be upset that people had listened to them because that's the kind of prick you become. And I ended up stopped writing because I didn't feel I even belonged in that website. My favorite album of 2005 was 12 Songs by Neil Diamond, and I named it at the year-end list, and I kind of got mocked for it. And I was like, you know what? Then I'm out of here because it's a great album by a great artist with a great producer at a very specific time in his career. It's beautiful music, and the follow-up is as well, which has If I Don't See You Again, which is, I think, one of my favorite songs of all time. And that's been played about 200 times in my house this week. So, yeah, good conversation about music. Good stuff, Cooper. 100% aboard. Agree with you on that. And hopefully you guys can check Pop Rockin' Radio tonight. On the playlist tonight, it's an 80s kind of vibe tonight. So we do have some Peter Schilling, Major Tom, Berlin, Psychedelic Furs. We even go back to 70s with T-Rex. But I got brand new music from Child Seat, one of my favorite bands. We got music from Art Dieko, new music from him. And The Dare, new music, I Can't Escape Myself. Great stuff on the show tonight. And we have one of the greatest emo songs of all time from 2001 from Dashboard Confessionals. So become a Patreon supporter and get that there. There you go. We're almost done. Oh, Sean. Yes, we have 3 minutes left. Sean, do you want back in? Is that what I'm saying? Is that what I'm seeing? Okay. McCabe wants to give me a proper get out of here. What is that, Sean?
What is that? That's you going to this party to have a good time. We've had a great time tonight with you, but now it's time for you to go bend the elbow, enjoy, relax, do your thing. So as I'm going to say, get out of here.
I'm gonna have to clip that out. I'm up. Okay, but I got one more call. Okay, tell you what. Sean, stay in the green room, and I'm gonna bring you back up, and we're gonna clip this out, and you're gonna do a get out of here at the end of the show. Okay?
Yeah, you got it.
I love that. All right, we got one more call. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes left. 898-4M. Brady, our LA tour guide. How you doing, Brady?
Hello. 2 minutes. Okay. I just came back from a party yesterday, another birthday party.
I heard about this. You had a clarinet. You went to a clarinet party.
Well, maybe not a clarinet party, but I did play a little clarinet.
Better than a key party, Brady.
Hey, clarinet. It's not you can make friends with a clarinet. All right, enough clarinet jokes.
I don't need to know what you do with the clarinet, Brady. All right, you got a minute and a half. I'll extend for you a little bit. But what's your call?
Just a quick question. So there's like a strategy of your first plate, right, at a party. What goes on your first plate?
Great question. If it's like a wide open, like tonight it's tacos and just tacos, but there might be a lot of other little like hand foods, right? Which is great during the post-COVID age. Meats and cheeses. I you know why? Because if people put out like a meat and cheese plate, Brady, the good meats are gonna go fast. So I get in there. I throw elbows. I go Canada. I put elbows up, and I get the meats and cheese. And if there's a shrimp cocktail, which I do love, and I know not everyone loves the cockroaches of the sea, I make sure I get at least 5 on my plate. And I try to walk away, but I usually hover around it.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I feel like it depends on the demographic of the party, because a lot of the ones I've been to, I guess, is more Asian people. We don't eat like the meat and cheeses as much. That's always left over at the end.
What if I walk into a party thrown by you, your family, someone that's of more of an Asian influence? What's on the plate that I should? What's on the buffet table I should go for?
Well, I'm guessing someone I know, someone one of my friends, they make a really good like Cantonese style lobster. So you mentioned lobster, cockroach of the sea. You should get that.
Okay. I don't dance with lobster too much, but for you, Brady, I would.
All right, and it's good. You'll be a convert in no time.
I believe it. I want some jalapeno poppers. I want some pork buns. I want it all. Thank you, Brady. Thank you, Brady. I appreciate you. Okay.
And thank you, and have fun.
I will. I will. We're almost out of here. What was that sound? There's some sound that. What the? Oh, it's the timer. You guys didn't hear it. The timer went. Oh my gosh! Sorry, it just screamed in my ear. But I want. Okay, we got a new caller. Are they connected? Aiden, are you there? You were in the background. You were in the queue, and then it disconnected. So Aiden, if you're out watching, listening, I'll extend time here. I got time. There it is. Aiden's here. Aiden's here. I want new callers. I love new voices. Aiden, you're on the show. Just settle and unmute, and you are ready to go. We got bonus time, everybody. Bonus time. So Aiden, as soon as you're unmuted, you can start asking me all the questions in the world.
Hey,
all right, Aiden, how are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to have you call in here, buddy. I'm glad you found the list.
Yeah, it took a minute, but yeah, I'm in. And first time, long time. And yeah, I guess, I don't know if this is the best note to end the show on, but I know that, last couple weeks ain't been the best, but we were talking music. And yeah, I was just wondering what kind of music you listen to when things aren't going the best.
Sad bastard music, Aiden. And the problem is I listen to it when I'm happy too.
You a guy?
Yeah. I like what I call whiskey tinged music. Where it sounds like it was written in a bar on a late night at the end of the bar while you're sipping whiskey.
Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind? A little of that.
Yeah. I like to live in the pain, and it's not always a good thing, but I think it sometimes helps with the purge. It helps with the grasping the emotions. One of the songs I co-wrote with the Moonagers, "Good to Bleed," has lyrics from this point of view of sometimes it just feels good to bleed, and that's kind of the music. So. A couple days after some things happened where I knew what was going on in my life was changing, I did take a moment and make a pretty good playlist, Aiden. Like I have a pretty good "Let's Go Walk and Cry" playlist.
Yeah, I got a few of those myself, but I say in the words of the great baby Billy Freeman, we'll find you a corn-fed girl.
Anyone who quotes Baby Billy Freeman is a friend of mine, Aiden. He's a friend of mine. And here's the co-writer of "Good to Bleed," Brian Tiller and chat. Love that. I want to play Baby Billy Bible Bonkers. It's my goal to get a home version of that.
Yeah, no, that I'm gonna miss that character so much. Like I got sad actually when the show ended because just Walton Goggins is friggin'.
It's absolutely one of my favorite shows. They all bring it. I did not know Edie Patterson back in my Groundlings days, but she was Sunday Company when I was at the Groundlings, and she was fun to watch then, and she's amazing to watch now on the entire show.
People I had no idea about before this show, but that monologue she gives in the Outback Steakhouse is
peak television. Television. Aiden, I'm rolling out. I appreciate you calling. Let's not be strangers, Aiden. Call in here, okay?
Thank you, sir. Till next time.
All right, Aiden. First time, long time. I love that. You guys got some good music recommendations. Hal from Black Rebel Motorcycle Club for Whiskey. That's a great band, Tully. I'm gonna check that one out. I'm not super familiar with that song. I think I'm gonna have to. Rich T doesn't listen to sad music. I don't know why, but it doesn't help me. And that's good. We've got Say Something by A Great Big World Makes Me Sob. Cinder with a great one there. Addie saying Taylor Swift. She has an album for every emotional state. Don't disagree with that. Dave McKay's got Stained on a loop. Somehow that makes sense. And then Taylor, Scarlett. By the way, Scarlett Johansson and Pete Yorn have great music too. If you do not know that Scarlett Johansson has released music, her and Pete Yorn have some great songs out there. Look it up. Absolutely love their music. It's on some of my playlists even right now. So there you go. You guys had a lot of fun. Country blues. There you go. All right. I am actually out of here, but we're going to do it. Now we're going to do a proper send-off. All right. Sean's coming back on. Music's playing, Sean. Send us away the right way and get me to this party.
Team Nopsic, get out of here.
Thank you, Sean. Bye.